Hello, everyone. Welcome to Tech Down Over, episode number 29. I'm joined today by Jeff Blanchard, right over there in that upper window. Hey, Jeff, how are you?
Good, thank you, Rick. Another busy week, as always.
Oh, my gosh, it was a busy week. Well, here's our intro. Here we go. Why does it do this? I know why it does it, I think. And we are back. It's funny. Every week we have the same problem. And every week I make the same mistake. What does that make me? I don't know. Consistent, yeah. That's one way to put it. That's a nice way to put it. Anyway, Jeff. So how was your week, Jeff?
Oh, not too bad. As I said, busy, but busy at work and that not so much busy with the other things I like to do in the spare time. But there's there's always a lot of things to capture your interest. But unfortunately, they're not free, though, so you just have to earn the money to buy the toys.
They are not free. In fact, I want to show you something that's not free, but is the flagship of a company that has outsold Samsung recently about 3 or 4 to 1. For example, the Samsung Galaxy 5, I think it was 3 to 1 in terms of sales. And that was for the LG G3, the previous flagship. Let me show you this one. This is the LG G4. This is one nice phone. I think this is my next phone. Here we go. I want that one.
Yeah, just looking at that does seem very impressive. I just wonder how many phones they lost on the drones and doing it over the water shot. Because I thought,
that's pretty amazing that you could film that way with a phone. It's got an f1.8 inch, 1.8 stop lens, very fast lens, and that's pretty nice. I think they did a pretty amazing job on the technology. I think I mentioned last week, I was at Best Buy, and I was just looking at phones, and I came across one. I went, ooh, that's a pretty phone. What is it? And it was its predecessor, the LG G3. Oh, okay. And I like that better than the Samsung Note that I have. I was going, this looks nicer. they have that, what they call the QHD or the Quantum HD screen. Beautiful. They said it's got color reproduction that is as good as most high-end monitors that can show Photoshop type colors, any kind of Lightroom work, meaning they've got great sRGB, probably color resolution. It's an IPS, very high-end IPS screen. It looks nice. I want it. That's my next phone. Maybe in about a month when it comes out, I think I'm going to trade in my, I think I am. We'll see. But it just looks really nice. And they've done another thing. And this is sort of interesting. Now, you were going to talk about the Apple Watch, but before that, I wanted to show you actually a good-looking watch. So here we go. This is the LG Watch Urbane, $350. Take a look.
Yes.
That's a beautiful looking watch for $350. That's less than the cheapest of the iWatches.
What I do like that. I think that would be something I could go for, but I have a feeling it won't do very well because it looks too much like a watch.
Well, you know what's interesting, though? It runs on Android and it runs on iOS. It runs on both. They did not use Android Wear or any specific iOS. They wrote they created the watch using WebOS. So it's a little bit different. Wide open. It has its own built-in. I think they have two models. One of them will have its own built-in LTE 4G or 3G.
Does that answer the phone, or does it not? Because I think that's about the only thing the Apple Watch does. You can actually answer a call and talk on it.
I don't know if this one has a speaker for that. It might. That's one thing I don't know. I didn't see it on the video, but it's a beautiful looking watch. And then Tag Heuer has a new watch coming out about $1,400, and that one, I mean, $1,100 for a standard iWatch, or for a Tag Heuer beautiful watch for about $1,400, and that's going to be a high-end digital watch with all the beautiful jewelry of a real watch. I'm still pretty happy with my Moto.
Well, that one you just showed, that LG, that's something I think I could go for, because it does look like a normal watch.
Oh, it's beautiful. It has a 3D feel to it.
But it just looks really nice. How much were they going for?
$350. That's going to be $350.
See, that's not too bad at all. This is just like sort of a medium type watch anyway.
Yeah.
So,
now, here's an Apple iWatch video. This is I don't know if this is the one you sent us, but here we go.
The unboxing?
I think that was it. Yeah, it's kind of cool. It's a nice box. Here we go. It's a $1,000 box, basically. Interesting.
I like it when people do those unboxings and just make something slightly different. I saw there was one other one who did one with an iPad, and he had animated it and had creatures with little helicopters picking it up out of the box, and it was fantastic. Because I mean, I've done an unboxing, but they're just boring unboxing. But that's quite entertaining, that one there. But as I said, there's a lot of people getting the watches now, and there's already I see there's a website out there for people who have broken their Apple Watch already, and all the smashes and
really?
crashes.
They have.
Yeah, well, people seem to think it's because it's an Apple Watch will be indestructible. So, well, it's a watch. You can still smash it the same way as you can do everything else. And
Right.
if you drop it on the ground, if you stomp on it, it will still break and scratch. And I think some people are saying, but it's scratched. Well, they do. If you've got to protect them. No
Well,
matter what it
I don't
is.
understand putting a watch in the pocket. Why would you put an expensive piece of equipment in your pocket? If you have cargo pants, maybe, but in regular pants, and then they sit on them.
But the thing was, people are saying about the success of these watches. It's not so much what the technology they put out; it's just to convince people to put watches back on. Because since mobile phones and the cell phones, a lot of people don't wear watches anymore because they've got it there. They don't need it.
That's true.
And then I think the only thing that might drive it is all those people with the cell phones who might be worried that they're going to miss things, and they're getting bigger and bigger, so they can leave them in the cargo pants, as you said, not have to take them out, and then, there's a phone call. So that might be the one, because that LG you showed before, how big's that? That looked about a 7-inch screen.
That's 5.5. It's a little bit smaller than our Note, which is 5.7. So that's actually a nice size.
But it looked like it was bigger, to be quite honest.
It's very elegant. You know why? They have no bezel. It's flat. It's very elegant. And I think that gives it a sense of being bigger than it really is. They said it's pretty customizable, but the screen resolution is just really clean. It also has one of the best cameras because it can do all of the functions of a mini DSLR.
That's the thing, is like you were saying, you want to go out and get this new phone, but really we've got to start dropping that phone bit, because you want to get out and go and get this lovely new camera that's out, that's got this mini computer I want to get on. Hey, do you know what? It makes a call as well.
Yeah, it's a phone that just it's a camera that happens to be a phone. That's what they should call them.
And they just found, like, I know I saw some of the earlier, the LGs, and they are doing quite a good product. I've been around long enough when LG sort of started out in the electronics, and it wasn't LG, and it used to be the low end, and it used to be really, not so good stuff. But now they're doing some really quality stuff. The TVs.
Well, a lot of people don't realize that all the Apple monitors are made by LG. The screens are all made by LG. So
that's right. And
they make good screens. They make really good products, and let's switch the pace a little bit and go to one of our other loves, and that's cameras and video. Here's the Alzo rig. We got a video on it.
We've got that.
This is, if you get the fully loaded rig, it's about $160 with all the attachments, but it's something like $80 by itself. And compare that to a Zacuto, which is $1,500 for these rigs. I mean, this is a nice little rig. Take a look.
Hi, it's Drew from Alzo Video, and today we're going to take a look at the Alzo Transformer DSLR rig full gear kit. The Alzo Transformer full gear kit includes the transformer bracket, the handle, the mini ball mount, the camera quick release, the extension risers, and the shoe mount to screw mount. First, we're going to look at the handle and how to use it. We start by removing the shoe mount on the top of this bracket that's got a camera mounted on it. Then we have to take the wing screw on the handle, remove that, and you'll notice there's a little rubber washer in there. That's a really important part. That goes on top of the top bar. And we start off with the handle mounted off to the side like that. I'll show you how that's going to help you. once we get this wing screw up pretty tight, not too tight, then we hold the wing screw and give that handle a turn like that, and that locks that guy right in there. Now you might want to get the handle so that it's toward the front of the camera. So to do that, you start here and then crank the handle around like that. Nice tight fit. This is really handy when you want to do a low angle shot with a monitor. To do that, we're going to add the ball mount to the front of the handle. Tighten up on the set screw on the ball mount to get that really tight. Now we want to loosen up on that so we can position the slot, get that pointed straight up. And then we mount our monitor on the threads. And now you can easily position the monitor into a comfortable viewing angle. That. Another thing you can do with the handle and the ball mount is you can put together a little camera stabilizer. I'll show you how to do that. First we take the wing screw off the handle, and then we remove the set screw with the Allen wrench provided with the kit out of the mini ball. Then with this wing screw going through the top bar, we install the mini ball on top of the top bar. That, tighten that guy up. And now we simply attach the handle to the mini ball. Like that. And there you go. Your little camera stabilizer. One of the powerful advantages of the transformer bracket is mounting audio gear to attach to your DSLR. In this case, we're going to show you how to mount a Zoom H4n using the shoe mount to screw mount. Almost all audio recorders have a 1/4 by 20 screw thread on the back for mounting. And the shoe mount to screw mount screws in there. It's got a little thumb wheel for tightening. Align that square. And then the shoe mount mounts right into the top of the bracket, like that. The camera quick release can be used two different ways. One would be to directly mount it to the transformer bracket and then to your tripod. And that offers a really rapid disconnect of the entire rig from the tripod. The other way to use the quick release is to mount it in between the transformer bracket and the camera. That allows you to quickly take the camera off the bracket if you want to hand hold it. One of the cool features of this quick release is this little safety latch right here. If you flip that over like this, now the quick release cannot release the camera. And that's a safety so that your camera doesn't accidentally disconnect. You can see that I've employed a set of extension risers here on the transformer bracket to increase the height of the top bar. That's really important if you want to use a battery pack or a rod assembly for follow focus and a matte box.
Now, any guy who can wear a hat like that while doing a demo must have one kick-ass product. That's all I could say.
But I like the idea where you put the digital recorder on the rig as well.
Right. You can do everything.
Because
you can put the digital recorder, your audio recorders, the other external mics. You know, it's pretty powerful. It's got the nice grips, and it goes on a tripod pretty well.
I think that's fantastic, and I can see that being a good accessory for the FZ1000.
Yeah.
Because I was just thinking, it sounds like a percolator if you're doing with the sound that comes off the camera. So you'd need the digital recorder on the top. I was just trying to think, what does it sound like when I was filming with it last weekend, and it just sounds like a percolator in the background. So.
It does. That's one thing I don't like about the FC1000 is it is noisy. unless you turn off the stabilizer and there's one other thing, I think the zoom, it's rather noisy.
And I was doing some filming, and I thought I should have switched that off because it was on a tripod, and so I didn't need the stabilizer, but I silly enough left it on. But that looks good. How much was that, Rick?
If you get the whole kit, like he was showing, it's about $160.
Gee, that's not too bad.
It's not too bad. And if you get only the rig without the attachments, it's about, I think, $84.
Yeah, but it's still not bad just to get everything, and it's good just to, and it'll fit. Looks like anything up to about about £6 or £3 camera or something.
Even
like that.
more, and you could put the battery grip, the Canons with the battery grips, and it comes with the risers, so you can make it a bigger rig, so everything fits inside. That's clever.
And it was showing all the things that you can do underneath, and it's not too expensive to make that sort of investment.
No, we just ordered some ceiling clip mounts from them, so we could put up some lights kind of over me and do the green screen that way. Yeah. And they're about $16 a clip, but they're pretty good. They look like they're good quality. Alzo makes a lot of interesting little products. They look like a really good job shop kind of company. They just, I think they're in the Burbank area. I may be wrong.
I'll have to give them a look at some of those products, because as I said, just that thing because that's the main thing you want on a lot of cameras. You not necessarily need the big full stabilizer, but just something to hold it nice and low down.
And it makes a difference. I've got the Manfrotto stabilizer. It does a pretty good job. The wheel, the Fig rig. It's the Fig rig. It does a pretty good job. Maybe we'll highlight that next week. It's been around for years. I don't know if it's as popular as it used to be, but it works well. It does a good job.
I've seen a lot of the people like the Philip Blooms using ones like that, because it's quite big. You can put a lot onto it as well, because it's got a huge circumference on it as well. So,
and it actually is quite stable, and you can bring it down and walk with it, and it's actually amazing. It's a good product. Now, Go ahead.
So once you've got things loaded up on it, it's still not that huge. Whereas a lot of these things, once you build them up, they're like a transformer with all these different parts. But that thing, you can hold it while it's all put together nice and easily.
That's true. Now here is, and I'm not sure what this product is. I didn't see the video before, but here, take a look at this one. This is one of the ones you sent us.
Okay.
Here we go. So what was that one?
Now that's called the hip jib, and it's similar to like that product you just had before. It's one of those little things that you always want. Like I'm always out and about, and I tend to now with my video camera leave the camera on the tripod, and just carry it around, and then set the tripod up again, and then start filming. But what this hip jib does, you have your camera on your tripod, stick that in the thing that's on your waist, and then while you're walking around holding the camera, it's on the tripod.
Oh, interesting.
So you've got all that stability of the tripod.
Yep.
While you're moving around, so you don't have to set it up all
That's
the
pretty
time.
cool.
And you can do a lot of these jib shots, but just while you're holding it. And it's such a good idea, I think, because you strap it to your waist and just quickly stick the 2 feet of your tripod in there. And then you've got the third one, you can hold on to that if you want to do some more daring shots and that, but you can hold with my big fluid head I've got with a big handle. It'll work really well. The only thing that's putting me off is the 297 Australian dollars.
Oh, really, for that?
With delivery, whereas you get probably about for $200. It still not cheap, but it's. I think it was well worth the investment, because as I said, a lot of the times you miss out on things because you think, I've got to set the damn thing, and then by the time you have it's gone. Whereas this one, you could have the walking around with your tripod and your camera already there and be filming. And
that's nice.
Be set up within and then with the tripod, the trouble is with the tripod, you set up, then it's always happening 2 feet the other way. Wow. And then you've got to move it around and just turning it around. But there you can move yourself quickly.
That's actually that's clever.
And it looks like it's a German invention, but it's recommended for cameras up to £5.5 and below.
That's pretty heavy. Yeah.
but that's what, and I suppose it's that below, because anything heavier than that, it's going to be a nightmare for you to support it. So you've got to think because there's no, what I would be doing if I was Mr. Hip Jib for his improvement, his next version would be to have a harness from the shoulder that clipped onto the tripod, so you could let go.
Yep.
I think because the weight would hold it out there, but you just have to have something that I think that would make it invaluable, that sort of one. But these sort of little things, they really do make a big difference to you where you can film and what you do film. Because unless you're like a professional team where you go out with 2 or 3 people in the idea to film, like it was, we tend to film things as we go. We want to set up, and then some of the times I can't be bothered setting, there's too many people here or whatever. Whereas if you got that out and ready to go, it would make a big difference to your filming quality.
Yeah. Now I have a picture here. This is going to be one of the new Hollywood stars. I thought you might want to see this one.
Oh, yes. William. Well, it's funny you should mention about William, is because as soon as we started showing that one about, that rig from Alsa, I remembered I'd forgotten something before I started the show. I'd forgotten to put William in his basket inside here.
Oh. Huh.
And I heard him crying, and he was walking up down, and I heard banging upstairs. I thought, he's not up to much good. So I had to go and get him and bring him in down here. So he's sat next to me.
Oh, how funny. Yes. Well, William is Jeff's dog, and he's a cutie.
That's a good picture.
That's a really good picture, by the way. Especially, how'd you do the background? Did you have him in a dark background, or?
He was in this studio, and we had a black sheet.
Perfect.
As a black background.
Yeah, he looks great. That is really good picture. You should submit that one.
Yeah, well, it's a friend of mine, so she is using that for photography course as well.
Oh, interesting.
So just doing that. So I said we used him as a bit of a model last weekend, and that was good fun.
That's pretty good. Now, here's a picture of something. This is the Catalyst. Now, what is this one? Is that software?
I can see something on the screen. What's this?
That's the Catalyst. It said Catalyst on my notes, but I'm not sure what that one was.
Oh. No. Oh, I know what it was. It wasn't...
Catalyst Edit? Something like that?
What it was. What it was, if you flick to my screen... my screen.
There we go.
Okay, it was just what I was looking at. It was it was Sony, the Sony Catalyst edit, and I was just asking. I just saw that, and I was quite interested. I was just going to ask you: is that sort of the replacement for, or an addition to Vegas?
I've never seen this. I got to do some research.
No, I've never. But it looks by just looking at the things, it looks like an updated as Vegas is, but Vegas is still sort of.
Because the Vegas 13 looks like the old Vegas. It doesn't look very attractive. This looks different.
Yeah, that's right. That looks more like a Final Cut Pro type thing and mixing. But that's what I was just going to ask you. I just saw that at the NAB.
Interesting. Is it out? Yeah. Is it out yet, or?
It is, yeah. But I think it might be just their higher end. But
maybe. I wonder if that's their studio production kind of stuff, because I haven't seen anything like that in any of. And if you go to the Sony Creative software, I don't see that there.
No, because that's what I wanted. Even on the site, it didn't sort of quite make it clear what it was. So I thought I might do some investigation, because it still had somewhere I saw Vegas listed, but there was another add-on for that one that didn't seem too expensive. So I thought, well, it may not be the top of the end broadcasting one, but it might be the intermediate one.
Yeah, I'll go take a look and see if I can find it today. Here's the last picture we have today. It's another one that you sent. And this one is, what is that one?
Oh, the Asimo.
Oh, Asimo. Okay, is that the robot thing, or?
Yeah, that's right.
That was the Asimo robot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that. Was that Honda, or who did that one?
That is Honda. Yes.
It is the Honda one. Huh.
I was been looking at it this week and thinking it just looks so lifelike. I thought, yeah, I could handle just having that as just somebody to talk to, and you can tell them to shut up and they will. But I thought, yeah, I fancy a drink. Go and get me a drink, and then you wouldn't feel so bad about it.
Yeah. Yeah. So are they selling that now, or is it still kind of a prototype?
I don't know. I think it still is quite some way away until they can sell it.
Because it's been at least a decade since they've been doing that one.
But even that one, you can see he runs, he hops.
Mm-hmm.
If you have a look at the videos on there, it does quite. And they've made the voice, and they've got the voice of a 13-year-old boy or something, because it said that matches the way that he sounds. It doesn't sound like a boy or a girl.
Oh, how
it just
funny.
sounds like an infant type voice. And they had it bigger, but they said it was too intimidating for people, so they shrunk it down to below 4 feet.
That's what I say. It's about 4 feet, right?
Yeah, it was bigger, but they said it would frighten people too much.
Especially in Asia, but I mean, I don't know if that would work over here. They'd be that scared. It seems a little small, but I wonder what it could do. I wonder what you would use it for.
But I can see, all sorts of things. If you
I have an application for it. This would be fascinating if they could do this. A seeing eye robot.
Oh,
wouldn't that be interesting? Because they could take I don't know how much it would cost, but it could take the place of a dog, which it's very hard to train dogs to be seeing eye dogs. Very few, like what is it, one out of 1,000 even makes it. So that would be an interesting application for one of those. Just walk around with a little robot, and it guides you and walks you into a post and goes.
But also, now seeing you wouldn't have to clean up after it, because even though you're blind, you still have to clean up.
That's
after
true, which is a little tricky. Yep.
Which makes it very hard to do. So. But I can see all sorts. But it just reminded me of what was that Bicentennial Man.
Yes, I remember that movie.
A lot of people hated it. I really enjoyed it. I don't know about you. I thought it was really good.
It's okay. I didn't mind it.
It went on a bit. Went on and on and on a bit, but it was quite a good film. But I thought that was the sort of thing I could see it coming to in the future. But then, if we have that, though, we'll have the internet, and where people don't go out, and then we'll have robots, so people don't have to talk to people. So I think maybe we're heading for extinction.
We may be. You know what? The way the human race is going, that may not be a bad thing sometimes. If we don't kill ourselves off, we'll get robots to kill us for us. I don't know.
Like in all the science fiction films, they do away with that, and the robots start producing the people anyway. Through test tubes without humans involved anyway. So
that would be interesting.
It's really amazing all the different technology that does come out of that. So.
Yep. Well, Jeff, we're actually pretty good on time today. We have hit 45 minutes and we're done. We've got all our content done, and that's good because I need to go get lunch. I've been here since 6 in the morning, and we had an emergency bit of work that we had to do, and so we got in early, did it, finished, but we didn't finish till about 2:15. Then I had to rush and do the show. So it's like,
I'm hungry.
A little hungry. Not too bad. Not too bad. Leslie, I don't know what state Leslie's in. She's probably eating things upstairs like humans. I don't know. It's a little scary.
Well, that's the thing. When you've got something to do, you just get it done.
You just get it done.
It's not worth breaking, because if you break it for lunch, you stop the momentum.
Well, we also had to get it,
longer.
and we had to get it done before they left for the day, and they were back east. So we wanted to make sure that they got it. But anyway, it was one of those unfortunate things that, sometimes when you have graphics done and the graphics don't come back right, you've got to fix it, because graphic arts is one of those real interpretation things, and they don't always interpret well.
No, that's right. So we've got to see it. So.
And we may be popular in Russia one of these days, because I got a note from Polina, who works at iSpring, and she goes, "I love Tech Down Over. I just saw it. It's wonderful. And I love that intro. It's so great." So it's going to spread around Russia one of these days. So if you ever get
we'll have to get Polina on. So
that's right.
Have some Russian content as well, because they do some quite amazing things over there as well. So.
They do. Well, anyway, Jeff, we will see you next week. And next week we may be doing the show in Wirecast just to test it out with the YouTube. So I think I'm going to reset it up to see what it looks like in YouTube. And by the way, you had a pretty good background today. That one actually looked pretty cool. Let me go zoom back on you over there. Is that one of the ones from
Video blocks.
Video blocks. It looks really good.
Yeah, and it's a video as well, so it's got the monitors, so you can they are moving in the background.
Yes.
So,
That's pretty cool.
so it is quite a. But as I said, look, that video blocks is such good value. It
Yeah,
has.
I like it too. Yeah.
And so many After Effects templates.
Well, you know, we just got the
things.
we just got the eLearning Brothers content library, which
Mm-hmm.
includes now video blocks and audio blocks.
Oh, does it?
I don't know if it's the premium everything version, but it includes an awful lot of content. I think it's the same thing, the full content.
Oh, that's excellent. So that e-learning brothers is a good idea because you need a lot of those things, and it's not badly priced when you're using it all the time.
No, that's true. Well, anyway, Jeff, we will see you next week. And for all you guys in the chat room, we'll see you next week too. And don't forget to follow us on YouTube and on Vimeo. Have a good one, everyone.
Bye for
Bye,
now.
Jeff.